How you doing? This is Sean from Reef Stabilization Creations, and I wanted to give you guys a quick update on the zeovit system. I wasn't going to give you one on this system because I wanted to do one on the downstairs, and I just haven't had time to get to that one yet to finish off all the maintenance there. But I wanted to give you an update on this tank only because I purchased a couple more corals. Just because I didn't like all the pieces I had here. One of the pieces I had lost in the very beginning. I did rush things and I lost one piece. So I wanted to add two pieces into this tank. And one my wife purchased for me. It's a tricolor. I've always had problems keeping this coral. So I wanted to give you guys a quick close-up on it. I always had problems keeping the coral because of, like I said in the past, I think I had a nutrients problem, and vodka dosing wasn't always a good solution. But I just wanted to, everything else is doing fine, but I wanted to show you guys these couple pieces. That is the tricolor right there. Now, before, when I would purchase a tricolor, it would lose its color almost immediately. And I would lose the purple tips on it, and all sorts of issues would happen. It would brown out. Now, I've had it in the tank now for maybe 4 days now, and everything looks great. There's green polyps on it. You can probably make it out a little bit. This is the other new piece. This is a pearlberry. Now, I've wanted this piece for a long time. It was either this or the Reef Pink Floyd coral. I was going to purchase that, but then I decided, well, this one's a little more in my price range. And I just like the look of it. It has like a white skin underneath the green, and then there's little accents of purple. And I just wanted you guys to get a good look at them. This one's been in the tank now for maybe 2 days now, no issues thus far. I wanted to just make sure that it would be stable enough to keep it. This is that highlighter acro. Since I'm giving you the update, I just wanted to show you that the branches are still extending out on it. It's getting bigger and bigger, it seems like. The two on the left are really starting to stick out now, and then on the right hand side there's like 3 or 4 that are popping out, and they're just grabbing length like crazy. And just another couple little pieces. I might as well just give you a view of a few of the things here. This is those acans, and they are just getting huge. They're popping out everywhere. The blastos have little blasto heads coming off on the sides now. These are some atomic sunsets that are starting to grow like crazy over here on one side of this frag. They're really starting to get big. This is the other acans that's got little heads all along the sides. You can see the tentacles popping out of them. The green slimer still looks the same, good color. It might be spreading out a little bit. It's hard to tell. The growth is very small. Like I said, the time frame isn't long enough to tell. I did make a few more adjustments, not only to the to the lighting. I made adjustments to some of my vortex too. I lowered them. I lowered that one a little bit in the back, and I lowered this one even more on this side, just to get more flow across all the acros. I thought it would make a big difference, and it seems like it has. But most of it I just did today, so I won't really be able to tell how much of a difference it's making. But some of the pieces I moved around a little bit more. I had a Hawkins on the left-hand side over here. I don't remember where it was, but it RTN'd a little bit at the very beginning, and when I moved the Vortex, it just blew it off somewhere, and I don't know exactly where it fell. Well, I can see it in back now, but I'm not going to grab it. I'll do that tomorrow. But I wanted to give you guys that update on the tricolor. I really can't make out these colors on this tricolor, which is sad. Maybe I'll try to give you another one very shortly, just so you can see the size of it, and make out the colors a little bit more, because it really looks so good. And so does the pearlberry. Those two pieces, you know, I had to add some rock in there. I wanted to get them a little bit higher. I heard with the tricolor, Lydia, you're supposed to have it a little bit more in flow, and it'll respond better. And I think ever since I placed it where I placed it, it has made a tremendous difference in being able to keep the coral, period. I've seen nothing but good results thus far. The color's staying with it. It's nice and purple. It's really a beautiful piece if you can keep them alive. I've seen videos of them and I just love them. And it's the funny thing is, it's one of the cheapest corals as far as acros go. That piece was only $40, and most acros, you know, they can be $300. So fairly cheap piece, but absolutely gorgeous piece. I made some adjustments to some of the other pieces too. I moved these digitatas in the back over here, all three of them over here. You really can't make out the color again. That elegance in the back is still hanging in there. It's not huge. There's a lot of flow in this tank, being that it's an SBS tank, so it's not really made for an elegance. There's also a green bird's nest that I put in the back, just because it has less flow back there, and it looks better back there. Just because I sped up the flow around the rock area in the front here, I want to make sure all the acros are getting a good amount of flow. It's going to make a big difference. But anyways, I just wanted to give you that quick update. I know that I said I would give you the one downstairs, and I don't even know that I'm going to continue with that one. Maybe I will give you an update in 6 months or something on that one, just because that tank's basically a grow tank for me, and I don't have the time to really take care of it properly, and give you guys what you would like to see on that tank. Some of the algae on this tank is cleared up though. I've done a lot of work on the algae. I also replaced that magazine that I put down here to block sunlight with just some cardboard. It's like an old picture that I had, and it works a lot better for me because it blocks more than just the magazine. Now when I'm dosing now, because remember last time on day 58 I had a decent amount of algae bloom down there. So what I'm doing now basically is I'm dosing just the zeovit. So I'm dosing the zeoback and the zeostart 3, and I'm doing just that. The zeoback I've cut back a little bit on too. I'm only doing what's recommended, and I'm only doing what's recommended with the zeostart. I want to make sure I'm not adding too much more nutrients. I actually took a lot of the algae off the glass, and I didn't remove it all because I want to leave a teeny bit of the diatopes that are on there, because that's actually a coral food. But there's some algae still on this back overflow, and that's the only portion I have to get to still, and I'm going to remove that because I've been doing some more reading and checking out things, and that's definitely one thing that I've got to clear up. I can make sure there's no nuisance algae in here whatsoever, and because what happens is when you lower your nutrients in the tank with the zeovit, you're actually going to leach nutrients back into the water when the algae starts to die, because that's just holding nutrients. So you're going to get phosphates and nitrates coming right out of the algae once it starts to die. So you're better off not even having a lot of it in there. I mean, it's okay to have a little bit, but not, just to have for indications. But you don't want to have a whole glass full of it. So I did remove some of them, and that's what I did the last time when I was dosing heavily with the vodka, and I was dosing the microbacteria plus the zeovit. So this time I just wanted to make sure I don't leach them back into the tank. So tomorrow I'll probably clean up the rest of that. I might take some of these power heads and clean them off too. I was cleaning the power heads just going inside the tank and brushing some of the algae off, and that seemed to work pretty well. But these top power heads that I have just to add aeration and for the pH, I'm going to take those out and clean them because they have a decent amount of algae collecting on the top. But the two Vortex, they're pretty clean. The one in the back has a little bit more on it because it came from downstairs. The one on the right, that's the new one, that actually looks pretty good. But I may just purchase new wet sides for them so that I can swap them out and clean the old ones as I just put a new one right back in there. And it just makes it easier for me. We'll see if I can do that. They're not that expensive in comparison to buying the whole unit. The wet side's only 150 bucks. So if you had spares where you could clean them and then just swap them out, it would be great. Also, I wouldn't mind if I could replace these two top power heads. I might do it with a Tunzi or maybe a couple of MP10s up top just to add more aeration instead of using these, because these are MP40s and I don't think I need MP40s up at the top. So maybe I just get an MP10 or two MP10s or maybe just one MP40 and have it up closer to the top just to suck in some of the air for more aeration. But I wanted to give you that quick update. I wasn't going to do it. I know I said I was going to give it some time, but I wanted you guys to see the tricolor and the pearlberry just to see if it dies, if it lives. You know, I haven't taken care of SPS corals that well. Some of the basic ones, yes, the easier corals, but the harder ones are more challenging for my water quality downstairs. Downstairs, I have it's almost like a Berlin style, but I have a refugium only and no protein skimmer. I would do a water change every once in a great while, monitor and test, and it seems to work very well for me. I've watched some videos on it, and sometimes protein skimmers actually prohibit coral growth because the corals use that nutrient in the water as food, and downstairs really shows me that. So I never saw a point of having a protein skimmer on that system because of the way I have a cryptic side, and I have a cryptic refugium, and I also have a refugium lighted with Caulerpa in it downstairs on the big 150. You can't really tell it from the video, but this tank is totally set up differently with the zeovit, and I just want to see if the zeovit itself with my water quality will clean up the water with the bacteria properly, getting rid of phosphates and nitrates. And so far, it's been pretty good. I haven't tested phosphate in a little bit. I plan to tomorrow to do some more testing just because I want to make sure they're not high, because I do have these two new pieces and they look good still, and I want to keep monitoring it and make sure the zeovit reactor's working properly. But anyways, this is Reef Stabilization Creations, and this is Sean, and I hope you guys enjoy the videos. I'll try to give you another video update in a while. We'll see how this goes for a while, and we'll see if the pearlberry and the tricolor takes off. I really like the tricolor. The next update I'll just give it to you in a little bit better spectrum. But I did want to show you the couple new pieces that I got, and I'll end with a little bit of close-up of them this time, so you guys can get a real good view of them before we come back and see if they grew at all. And hopefully you guys will see some growth out of it. Like I said, the highlighter coral is taking off, and I don't foresee that thing dying no matter how high the phosphates get, because my downstairs tank, it's growing like a weed. So like I said, some of my acros do fine, but it depends on the hardiness. I also put a little piece of Certosa in the middle. You can't make it out, but it's in between. I'll stick my finger in here, right there. It's only a little nub, but it broke off. It happens all the time when you try to clean your rocks. And when I cleaned that big rock down there, it broke off, and I said, oh, perfect, I'll just bring it up and frag it and put it in here. So that's that piece. But anyways, like I said, keep looking for my videos. I'm not sure what day it is. I'll post it when I post the video. I hope you guys enjoy the updates, and I'm really encouraged to see how the tricolor ends up being, how if it grows at all, and the pearlberry, if they both hang in there. I didn't have polyp extension on the pearlberry when I first bought it, and today I saw polyp extension, so I was pretty ecstatic. And the tricolor has never lost it. Ever since I bought the thing, it's showed polyp extension. So I hope everything just stays in there, no elk swings or anything like that. Everything's been working good, and we'll see how it goes. All right, guys.